Good evening. This is the worst economic recovery America has ever had.
If you got a business, that you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen.
The feeling is this economy is going to continue on the path that it's been because we're still laboring under President Obama's policies.
He's going to bring all these jobs back. Well, how exactly are you going to do that? What are you going to do? There's no answer to it.
The president's also going to leave office, I believe, with the distinction of being the first president since Herbert Hoover not to experience a year of growth at 3% GDP.
No matter how you slice it, it is officially now, according to the St. Louis Fed, the worst recovery ever.
The corrupt politicians and their special interests have ruled over this country for a very long time. Today is our Independence Day. Today, the American working class is going to strike back, finally.
Right now, a historic moment. We can now project the winner of the presidential race. CNN projects Donald Trump wins the presidency.
The president has made Buy American, Hire American the mantra of his administration.
It's my great honor to announce that we have successfully completed negotiations on a brand new deal to terminate and replace NAFTA.
Visiting Saudi Arabia on his first presidential trip abroad, Trump sealed a $110 billion arms deal with his...
Today, with Singapore's Prime Minister, President Trump presided over another trade deal.
Today, President Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping announcing more than $250 billion in deals.
The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, as amended, is passed.
Many Americans could start to see the impact as soon as February in the form of bigger paychecks.
A number of companies have rushed to announce special bonuses and wage hikes in the aftermath of the tax bill.
You recognize that there's a different spirit, and you can put up that second restaurant. You can buy that second inn because you're not as worried about your gross margins getting hit by new regulations.
Also got a report on small business confidence today. It was good. How good and why is it important?
Yeah, it was better than good. It was the second highest level in the history of that report.
The unemployment rate did fall to 3.7%. It was 3.9% before, and by the way, that would mark the lowest unemployment rate since December of 1969.
The unemployment rate for African Americans has dropped to 6.8%. That 6.8% is the lowest since the BLS started keeping records back in 1972.
New GDP numbers show the U.S. economy grew by 4.1% in the second quarter of 2018. That is the fastest growth rate since 2014.
The economy added more than 2.6 million jobs in 2018.
The best news is wage growth. Wage growth accelerated, and we're seeing the strongest wage gains in over a decade. So this report had nothing but good news in it.
These are still strong numbers that show companies are hiring, and they're hiring kind of across the spectrum.
The firing indicator is at a low, but the job quitting indicator is at a high, which is the better news, which means people are excited about finding new jobs and getting higher wages.
There's no doubt that the U.S. economy is in a very good place right now. Hiring remains strong, especially encouraging to see wages finally rising and rising a good bit above inflation, 3.2%.
These are really strong numbers. So whether it's Conference Board, Chicago PMI, there's definitely some animal spirits going on out there.
We have created 5.3 million new jobs, and importantly added 600,000 new manufacturing jobs, something which almost everyone said was impossible to do. But the fact is, we are just getting started.